YouTubers, welcome back. This is Dan French. This is Propyland. If this is your first time looking or finding this channel is everything about real estate. Now, I do have other channels. I have a podcast that we don't really talk a lot about real estate. We do kind of delve into that, but I do think that going over to the French Workbench podcast, you'll get a different variety of things that we talk about. So there's other things that I do. Also, I have the Sound Off, which talks everything Las Vegas and really what's going on with trending topics and news. So you guys know this is a channel really about real estate. And I want to say that I also changed real estate offices. Yeah, I did. I went to Blueprint Real Estate Services. A lot of realtors are jumping around right now. And I think you have the time, right? You have the opportunity to kind of get a different variety of things with different companies. And so I think a lot of realtors are taking advantage of that because we all know this is a slower market. If you're out there thinking you're crushing it, I mean, look, you might be doing okay, but it's nowhere near what it was. And so I like to be upfront with people, really give you my opinion and tell you, I like to give it to you straight. I don't like to sugarcoat anything, just let you know how it is. You guys make the decision on what you think. Maybe you get little bits and pieces of what I talk about. You could take it in your own position and find out what you want to do with this information that I provide. Now, I am a real estate agent out here in Las Vegas. If you guys want to check out LV Home Professionals, please do so, right? That's going to give you an opportunity to go there. You could search for a property or properties that you want, maybe that properties you have interest in. I'm a no hassle, no pressure type of guy. So if I do get you, we start working together. I'm not going to be the guy. Look, I'm accountable. I'm going to call you and see what's going on, see if you have any questions. But I'm also going to be somebody that's not going to be, texting you and pressuring you. Obviously, we want to have a good relationship. So without further ado, let's get into this information I want to talk about today. So everybody out there that's a realtor, they always want to give this housing market update and give these stats and the statistics and all this stuff. And they want to tell you, it's still a great market to buy, or I would still buy. I mean, look, everybody's going to say that because we want a paycheck. Okay. I want a paycheck. Everybody wants a paycheck. Okay. But at the same time, we also have to be real. Okay. This market right now, 2023, I feel is going to continue to soften. I think the Fed may even increase the Fed's fund rate. It really depends on what's going on. I think inflation's in check, but I still feel that we have a shortage of homes. We still need people and we need more supply. And until we get to that point, I don't know where the market's going to head, fully. But just my opinion is I feel like this is not going to be a banner year for real estate agents, lenders. This is going to be another slowing period. It's probably going to get worse this year before it starts to get better in 2024. That's when I think it's going to change. So what's happening today, right, in the last 10 days? Well, we know that the employment number, the numbers came out, and it was better than expected. So what does that do for mortgage rates? Well, we dropped. We went down from 7.5. I wouldn't say that high. Maybe 7.25. Maybe that's as far as it got for some of these lenders out there. We went down to 6.5. We were at 6. So now we're creeping back up again. And, I don't think that it's going to change anything, because I think the only way that the Fed's going to be able to get this down, they're going to have to go purchase bonds again, artificially just start putting money and suppressing the mortgage rates, that sector. So anyways, I don't think that the rates are going to get better this year. I do feel that it would take something catastrophic for them to actually get better. And so when you look at where we're at today with the housing market, this is not going to be a traditional, this is a housing market update. What I'm going to tell you is my opinion. I always tell people, is it a good time to buy a house? Or they ask me that question, and a lot of people want to get information from realtors like myself. And if you're looking at the best return on your money, the best opportunity, well, that's gone. I'm going to flat out tell you that was 2 years ago, 3 years ago, right? COVID, when all that went down. Prices of homes are still low. Are we going to see that market again? Probably not. Doesn't mean it's still bad or it's a bad market, but listen, I get it. Home affordability is low. People can't afford a $4,000 mortgage on an average price home today on the rates of where they're at. So we just kind of give you a brush over and a quick synopsis of what's happening, not just in Las Vegas, but I like to talk and compare Las Vegas to to the country, right, of where the country's at. So let's go over and take a look at where we're at with this. So the median price home for the national average for the U.S., right, is $418,200. You can see that's gone up a bit, right, here just a little bit. And they're saying here that it's a slight seller's market still. I don't see it. Okay. I don't see it here anyways. Maybe in other states it is. I do feel that our state has significantly slowed down, right? Vegas is very hot and cold. So Las Vegas probably had this hit a little bit harder. So maybe across the country, they're saying it's still a seller's market. And if you look at this, average days on the market is over 100 days. This is for homes, right? And then over here you have condos. So both are over 100 days. It's not an unhealthy market, but I can tell you that the average home that was on the market was like there's been, less than 10 days all of like 2021. There was no homes on the market. So what it's saying is we need more supply, okay? And we're still short. We're still short on supply of homes. The new median list price home is 389 here. It's 425. So we're just slightly above here in Las Vegas the national average, or what you're seeing here. The cost per square foot, I think we're a little bit higher than this. So across the board, you could see that. So coming over here, you look at, you get your market sentiments, you got your median list price here, and then going over to condos. I just want to go over this really quick. So you can see this the same. The condos, what's very interesting is that the condos used to be the opportunity for you to come in and really get a good deal, especially a year or 2 years ago. And if you look at nationally, it's not much difference. I mean, you look at the house, and the house is 389, 900. I mean, it's still a difference, but this one's 365. So it's a difference right now of about $30,000. Here you got 418, the median list price, and over here you got 414. Very subtle and small difference on the national average. So, again, I think that this market is not the best time to buy a house. You're going to get a lot of agents out there that want to pitch. And again, I'm not saying don't go buy. I'm just saying let's be real, right? If you're comparing to what it was. Now, is cost affordability or housing affordability still there for people? Well, if you have an income or a household income upwards of, $10,000, that's probably what you're going to need if you buy a house on the national average, putting down the minimum amount. I think you'll be all right as long as you don't have any excess or additional debt. But if you're not that, and you're somebody that is just working one job, and let's say that, you're making an average wage, let's say you make $80,000 a year. That's going to be tough, right? Because you got to think half of your income, if you got a home and it's $4,000 at $500,000 purchase price, if you, look, taxes, insurance, everything included, that's going to be a tough sell. How do you pay your mortgage and then pay everything else? And what do you have left over? So I get it, right? I get what's going on. Again, people think like, well, they want to paint be the positive. I'm not saying I'm not positive. I'm saying, let's be real. There's pros and cons. The pros are you get into a house, potentially we've hit bottom. So I think we have anyways. You'll build equity long term, right? Buying a house is a long-term game. This is not you're going to turn around. The last 2 years, that doesn't happen. That's unheard of. For us to appreciate 20% year over year for those 2 years was unprecedented. We've never seen it. It probably will never happen again. You're never going to see that market again. So I think where you're headed today is a slower paced market. We're probably going to keep softening. And again, you have to justify as a person, a household person, investment property. I don't know if you're planning to come here and to live in Las Vegas. A lot of people that live here or move here are from out of state. So they don't have to deal with that internal, well, we have to readjust and make more money. And it's because they're selling their house and putting down a large amount and then really taking advantage of having a lower mortgage, even though with rates are higher. So we really see a lot of out-of-state buyers. That's why I'm on a relocation, really like a list of people that come here. I'm on a relocation list for people that need a realtor to move to Las Vegas because I know that's where the business is coming from. It's really not coming from an internal position or place. A lot of people don't want to move from their house. They got a low rate. Where are they going to go? So a lot of it is they're coming from a different, more expensive area, California, Hawaii, East Coast, and they're taking that money, Washington, and then reallocating that money here repositioning for a better environment. Housing affordability is a lot better when you're coming from those areas. And then, you're putting down $2, $3, $4, $500,000, and then you have a low mortgage. So that's primarily where my bulk of business is coming from, is out-of-state buyers. I think that's going to continue this year. And I think people really need to know that that's probably what's going to keep driving this market. That's what drove the market before, is you got people coming from out of state. So moving forward, I think that's what's going to happen. If you guys have any questions, I want to say a couple things. Check out the French Workbench podcast. That is a podcast that we talk about a lot of variety of just current events, trending news. I get a lot of people on there that have different opinions on things. My opinion, again, on this specific video is, I don't know if buying today for you is the best deal. I could say this: it's not the most highest return on your investment, and it's not the best time we've seen, especially in the last 2 to 3 years, to buy a house. It's probably, one of the worst times if you're trying to go in and housing affordability is a problem for you. It's just not going to work. But anyways, check out that website, lvhomeprofessionals.com. Check out my podcast. I also have the sound off. This is Dan French. Like I said, I'm a realtor out here. This is a real estate channel. Hopefully we'll see you guys at the next one. Like the channel, subscribe, and that's it. I'm out of here.